Hey y'all, it's Michael, and for this video I thought I would do a short story collection review of Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, translated by Anton. I don't really know what this is about. All I know is that it's a short story collection. This came about because I was reading a novella called Winter in Sakcho, and this is one of the related novels type of list that was provided, so I thought I would check it out. What I'll do is after each and every single short story, I'll let y'all know what I think about it, and at the end I'll do a collective overall thoughts. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, so I finished the first story on here. It is called The Head. It's funny because there's a bunny right here. This was weird. It was really weird. This is about a narrator who all of a sudden, like, a head keeps popping up in her toilet, and so she just keeps flushing it, but it keeps popping back up. I don't know how to feel about it. I see the, like, theme wise, like the deeper meanings on what it's saying and whatnot, but I don't know. I think it's left me more like in wonderment than actually just like captured by the story. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Don't be scared. I was like, I want to do a mask and actually read the book. I was like, oh my god, that's so smart. Anyways, the next story was called The Embodiment. These stories will be weird. What is going on here? Um, so this is about a woman who basically is having a lot of bleeding during her period, and so she goes into her doctor recommends she goes into birth control pills, and so she does. But then come to find out, she gets pregnant because she didn't follow the instructions correctly. So then afterwards, she's looking for a husband. This was weird. I say this was weird because the ending, I can already tell that these stories are very strange, very about like the women's body so far. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, y'all, so I finished the next short story. It's Kurt's Bunny, which is the title of the collection. This was interesting, if anything. This is about a cursed bunny lamp that a family basically inherits because of a rivalry. And the curse is that rabbits come and like eat paper. They just chew up paper, which is a problem because this you need paper for a business. And because the business has all this paperwork, but the bunnies keep eating it and it keeps going on and on and on and on. I thematic wise I understand what the story is saying, and it does get to a point where the story keeps progressing and it's just not paper anymore that it's obvious that the bunnies are chewing on. And I think this is also like a cultural reference that I do not understand. And I'm not afraid to say it. I know bunnies are have several meanings and symbolisms throughout different Asian cultures. And so here I'm not too sure about it. I mean, could I look it up? Yes. But off the bat, do I know it? No, because it doesn't tell me. But I think it does mean something significant, like even if you're unaware of it. And the story was interesting. I think what I enjoyed the most about this one was the unfolding of what the bunny does versus like as it kept eating more than just paper. Do not be alarmed. It's another skincare mask. Okay. The next story that I finished was The Frozen Finger. What I'm saying now is that a lot of the stories are very, it's like this tension to it. This one has real tension to it. This is about a teacher who basically gets stuck in the mud in her car and she's trying to escape, but something doesn't feel right. And I feel like all of the stories so far have that feeling to it. Like there is always something not right. Like something's always amiss. And so far, I'm liking it because it's giving this very like creepy, weird vibes to the story. And it's really weird how it says something about like different topics, especially all of them so far have been dealing with womanhood. And it's really interesting. This one is about, to me, I'm sensing like a concept about like gossip and how it sinks and the way that talk is spread around in a community. And coming from this perspective, like this Asian perspective, well, they're Korean, but I'm Filipino, so, but an Asian perspective, it's really interesting. I'm liking it so far. I finished the next story. It is called Sneer. This one was not that bad. This is about a man who finds a fox. It starts off and he basically realizes that the fox actually bleeds blood, so he keeps it, and the story goes from there. I'm not gonna lie, has very similar vibes to Curse Buddy. Like for some odd reason, I was just getting the vibe from that. I'm gonna keep going though, but yeah, that's the only thought I kept having throughout while reading the story. I was like, this is very similar. All right, y'all. I finished the next short story. It's called "Goodbye, My Love." This one was about essentially an android and falling in love with an android, basically. This one I was like, okay. It felt, again, it had very similar vibes to the previous stories, but at the end there is this like twist, I guess you could say. It's okay. Like, I don't know if it's gonna leave an impact on me. Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this one. All right, y'all. So I finished the next story. It is called Scars. This one was the longest yet out of all of the stories. And I thought this was fine, fairy tale-ish, like fantastical. It's about a little boy who gets left essentially in a cave, and the story goes from there. Since it's like a fairy tale type of story, it does have like very like deeper meanings to what it's saying, which is I always appreciate. The one thing I really didn't enjoy, and this is a personal preference for me as a reader, and it could be the translation or it probably just the way it was written. I have a rhythm in my head of when I'm reading them. So like I always mention certain authors that they have a certain rhythm to it because they can make words sound so good and they make it flow. And here there was this moment in here that I was just like really getting annoyed because the sentence structure kept being felt very similar and it was annoying to read in my mind, especially during the action scenes, because action scene, it takes a finesse to write those without the reader being like kind of repetitive, like it being repetitive, and it kind of does that here. Finish the next short story. It's called Home Sweet Home. This was actually pretty good. Without giving too much away, this is about a couple who moves into a new building because of instances. Yeah, I like this one. I think what I enjoyed the most was the ending. It was really shocking, the revelation, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I liked it. This one I felt like had a better flow than the previous story that I mentioned. The thing though is, I think my main issue so far, and I think it's in regard with all of the stories, I feel like they could be cut just a little bit, like even the smallest amount out, because I feel as though for me personally that some of the stories go on a little bit too long. There is a point where it's like the story would have been like the pacing, I guess, would have been like stronger and tighter. But yeah, I like that last one. Finished the penultimate story. It is called Ruler of the Winds and Sands. This one was not that bad. This is about a warring faction, like a kingdoms. One in the sky and then the desert one essentially. And one curses the other due to the other one chopping off the arm. And it goes from there. And the curse falls onto the family and they basically... a woman gotta do a man's job because some of these characters ain't shit. It's a very fairy tale feel to it. It wasn't that bad actually. Yeah. I did like the ending. The ending was genuinely surprising. Yeah, so I finished the last short story. It is called Reunion. This one wasn't that bad actually. It's very easy to give this away. A couple who meets up for a date. Long story short, basically has a really nice like revelation at the end. I was like, oh, that is pleasant. That is really pleasant. Alright y'all, so I thought I would give y'all my final thoughts on Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, translated by Anton. Overall, y'all, I thought this collection was pretty good actually. I did, side note, did look up what a bunny would mean, and it did give more context to the actual story, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. So I really like that. In the end, I gave this on Goodreads 3 stars. Overall, I enjoyed it. For me though, personally, I think what sticks out more is than like an individual story is more per se like the vibe. Overall, the stories across the board have this very weird fantastical, just bizarreness to them, and I love that type of stuff. Writing and translation overall was pretty good. It has this very like distant kind of feel to them. The sentences are very short. It has a very staccato beat to it when I'm reading it, and I think it really does add to that horror-esque feel to it. I also really enjoyed the aspect of not only like fairy tale, but the way that horror is portrayed, and the way that it really says a lot about like not even just like mainly women's like womanhood, but even like cultural wise. Because coming, if you see this from like, I'm not Korean, okay, I'm Filipino, but if you look at this from like my knowledge of like Korean culture, a lot of the themes for it are generally really smart, and overall I would recommend. The thing though for me, I think, is that some of the writing, while I did enjoy the certain aspects of it, sometimes I felt there were more to be desired, especially in the way that the sentence structures are like varied. I thought they're overall I did enjoy it. So until then, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye. And at the end, I always let y'all know the next short story collection that I am reading. And the next one that I'm going to be reading is Ghost Summer Stories by Tanana Reeve Du. I'm super excited. So until then, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye.